The main problem people have is biological neglect. They go through life thinking, I'm going to live forever. Everything's going to be okay. I feel good. Nothing is ever going to happen to my health. Well, that's just not true. What I try to do is help people set up a system where they're going to avoid, when they hit age 70, that big drop off that's going to happen.
Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting stuff done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So, if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I have a treat today. I have our guest expert today is Dennis J. Henson. Dennis is a health and longevity advocate who transformed a major stroke at 70 into a masterclass in recovery. A lifelong business achiever, he now applies his systems mindset to human biology, helping others sidestep the age 70 health decline and maintain peak vitality throughout their entire lifespan. Dennis, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you, Robin. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
I'm delighted that you're here with us too. And whereabouts in the world are you, Dennis?
I live in Arlington, Texas.
That's a long way from me, and it's huge. So I'm not going to go there. I think perhaps we should do the questions instead. Otherwise, I'll be picking your brains about Texas for hours, and that's not the whole point of this podcast. Shall we get the clock up on the screen and start the question?
Sure, let's go.
Okay, brilliant. And there it goes. Dennis, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
My client is anyone who desires a longer and healthier life.
Oh, right. Well, that's everyone then, isn't it? I hope so. So what is the problem that you solve for your clients?
The main problem people have is biological neglect. They go through life thinking, I'm going to live forever. Everything's going to be okay. I feel good. Nothing is ever going to happen to my health. Well, that's just not true. And so what I try to do is help people set up a system where they're going to avoid, when they hit age 70, that big drop off that's going to happen. Now, they can make it, they can neglect it and the drop off can hurt them really bad or kill them, or they can start working when they're young or whatever age they are, so that when the age gets here, and it will, if you live that long, that you can continue to live and feel good and have a healthy life right on up until you're not here anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you're younger, I mean, I think we all identify with this. We just feel like, oh, well, I'm invulnerable. I'll live forever, and we know that we're not going to, but we kind of can't relate to it, can we? We kind of like, oh, that's the long way away. I don't need to think about that. But I think what you're saying is you absolutely do, and I know that's good advice. So, what is one valuable free action that our audience can implement that will help them to start working on solving this problem in good time and to solve the problem now?
I think the thing that helped me the most in 2018, I had a severe stroke and it was totally debilitating. I couldn't see, I couldn't walk. And the thing that helped me come out of that was walking. My wife would take me down to the corner of the cul-de-sac and walk me back. That's how I started. And I continued to grow and prosper and learn more things about health. And I continued to walk further and further. And while I was walking, I was listening to things about health and about how to improve my health. But I think the number one thing is walk every day at least 5,000 steps. If you can do 7, that's better, and 10 would even be super. If you can walk in the woods, especially a pine forest or cedar, where there's the odor of the woods. If you can do that, it'll have a tremendous impact on your life. And if you're in the sun, you get the D3 as an additional bonus.
Yes, I'm very lucky where I am. I have woods and the sea. The sea, as long as it's not a stinky seaweed day, the sea is also a very pleasant odor that stimulates in a nice way. All right, so now that we have a little bit of a better understanding of what you do, I say a little bit, I've only given you 3 minutes, it's not much time. Let's dive briefly into goal busting, focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve your business goals. Could you share any tips or advice looking for someone to improve their general productivity habits, please, Dennis?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked that question because I'm also an author. And I wrote a book called Real Impact Daily Inspiration. And the purpose of the book is to help people form the habit of reading something positive every day that moves them toward their goal. Now, their goal could be business, their goal could be health, their goal could be a project, it could be anything. But by reading something positive every day that moves you in that direction, it does several things. First, it reminds you of your goal daily. So it's like putting a rudder on a boat. So you're always going to be heading in the same direction. And by reading something positive, it lifts your spirits, your feelings. You know, the people that you meet will like you better. You'll be able to accomplish more. And the book was written in such a way so that forming a new habit is not hard. It has stories, quotes, poems, and a list of books. So if you have 5 minutes, you can read a poem. You know, you can fit that into any day. If you have seconds, you can read a quote. If you have an hour, you can read one of the books listed in the back. One of the people who gave me a reference on Amazon said, I gave him 5 stars for that list of books in the back. That's how powerful they are, you know. So it took me 50 years to collect all the stuff and 6 years to put in the book. But if you form the habit where you get the book or not, it doesn't really matter. If you can form the habit of reading something positive every day that moves you toward your goal, it will have a tremendous impact on how long it takes you to get there and how successful you are once you're there.
Yes, I'm almost embarrassed about how little time we've got to just talk about this today because I completely agree with you. And what you've described there is incredibly simple, but actually the mechanism that it drives at a biological, neurological, and even, dare I say, a spiritual level is enormous. It's a real power driver of lifting your spirit and making a huge difference to your life. And you are saying that, but you're describing a very simple action. Just read something positive every day. I love it. All right. So now that we've got that wonderful insight, thank you for sharing that, Dennis. What should I have asked you today that I didn't? And what would your answer have been?
I didn't understand your question. I'm sorry.
That's fine. What should I ask you now? Because I
Oh,
have an open question. What haven't I asked you that you would like to have been asked?
well, a tip. Do I have a tip for people?
Great.
And
And
the tip is to be sure to get a good night's sleep, to eat really good food, and to take the right supplements. And to help you get all there, I created a website called bodyofhealth.life. It's filled with articles. In the articles, it talks about the different supplements you need. It has the supplements there so that you can get them if you'd like to. You can get a 20% discount just by using the code word radio. And I have a free synopsis of this program. If you'd like to have that, you can download it for free.
oh, fantastic. Thank you. Well, That brings us to the end of our 7 minutes, but I know that we haven't really done justice to what you're talking about. You've talked about these are the headlines, these are the things you need to do, but there's real science and real thought and real life experience behind what you're saying. I get that, and I hope that our listeners and viewers get that too, because I certainly would encourage people to go and look at what you're doing. Speaking of which, that brings me to a final question that I always ask at this point, and it's a two-parter, and it's really easy. First, how can people reach you if they want to find out more about what you do? You've already mentioned your website, perhaps that's the answer, but unless there is a direct way of contacting you. And secondly, is there, you've already mentioned something, but is there like a valuable free resource that they could get from you as well? That I always think that's just a brilliant way of finding out even more about what you're talking about.
To reach me, go to DennisJHenson.com. That's all one word, DennisJHenson.com. It has my contact information. It actually even has my cell phone if you really wanted to talk with me. And if you want something for free, go to bodyofhealth.life. There's always an article that you can download, especially since I've done this program. There'll be an article about this program, and you can download it for free, and it gives you all the information that we kind of skipped over and how to have a longer and healthier life, and there's no charge for it.
Dennis, I understand you have a book. Well, please tell us about that. I love books.
Okay, we mentioned it a little earlier. It's called Real Impact Daily Inspiration, and it was formed to help people form the habit of reading something positive every day that moves them toward the goal. So it has won many awards. It's been a 5-time #1 bestseller on Amazon. It was a Jaeger Book of the Month, which is the proudest thing I can say. That's really a big deal. And it's won. There's a list of awards. If you go to the website, you can see those. You can find it on Amazon. You don't have to go to the website. And it has 5-star reviews. So,
fantastic. And you have a dedicated website that you were going to tell us about?
It's realimpactbook.com. You can just
easy
there
enough. Realimpactbook.com. Yep, got that on my way there as soon as you hang up. Bye. That's fantastic. Thank you, Dennis. That's wonderful. And if anybody is watching this or listening to this and thinking that it's a little bit, off from what I normally do, which is, people talking about SEO and podcasts and coaching, and it's not. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And that is the absolutely critical point that Dennis is dealing with. Absolutely on the money. Completely love what you're talking about. And also well done and fantastic on your recovery, and long may your good health prevail, Dennis. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you today. Thank you so much for being on Goalbusters today.
Thank you for having me, Robin. I enjoyed it.
Oh, and I enjoyed it too. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.